What up, baby? It's your boy Raider Will, and I am back with my boy Vinny. Yo, Vinny and Will show. Wrapping up the episodes, bro. We just had a boomer.
Yep,
Let's going off. Hey, you brought on another cat, man, that we had the pleasure of you playing with and me
yep,
coaching.
yep, exactly. A guy that has a lot of experience. I think he started at a very young age playing football. Even played a year of high school football in the U.S. Also went to play in college in England. So he played at decent levels. Multiple different kinds of football, you could say. And he's a guy exactly that I played with for 2 years in Limburg, and a very good teammate, a very nice guy to be around, a leader on the field, a guy that is always pretty chill, relaxed, cool-minded. So it's someone that you love to have in the locker room. And yeah, let's bring him in. It's Keon.
What's up, baby?
What's up?
So,
What's up? What's up, Keon? It's been a while. I asked you a long time ago, actually, when we started this podcast. You were probably one of the first guys that I asked if you wanted to come, and you're finally here. I think it's episode 11,
11.
something like that. So yeah, it took some time. It took some mistakes in the scheduling also for me. But you're finally here. You're finally here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're
Hey,
happy. We're happy that you're here.
wine only gets finer with time, bro. Wine only gets better with time.
True.
So, hey, Kian, you are one of the most interesting guys that I've ever coached that when I went over there because the way that you approach the game, right? You are a coach's kid when it comes to going over there, right? Because your dad played and he has a certain way of doing things. And if anybody knows Sergio, he got a real, like, his mentality is like that old school mentality, right? Like, yo, I'm gonna hit you in the mouth and I'm gonna hit you hard and I'm gonna like come with it. So you kind of got that mentality, but you're more like quiet. You don't like
Yeah.
really express it, but the way that you play on the field talks a lot, right? It talks about the way that you've been brought up to play. And you play tough physical football, and I've never seen you miss a practice. I'll be like, for you to miss practice is a very big issue.
Yep.
So let's talk about that. When you go to practice and you see other guys at practice, but you only see six other guys, seven other guys, half your offensive line or half your defensive line, how do you keep that mentality going, Sion? How do you keep that going?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. True.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that's tough because, like you said, I'll be like, when you fight for each other and you're committed, we just got done talking about this on the previous episode. Your commitment is unquestioned. I'll be like, you put in, and other guys don't put in. They just expect to, because they signed up, that they're going to play,
Mhm.
and they don't expect to, work hard to get better. And that's hard. Um, for me, when I saw you, kid, I mean, like, I know how hard you work because you work when nobody's watching. You have a kid now. You have a wife. You have a full time job, right? right? And you still show up to practice.
Yep.
But then you got the guy who just said, "Hey, I'm single. I partied too hard last night. I ain't gonna be able to make it to practice."
Yep.
It,
True. True. It's annoying. Yep. Yep. Very true.
well,
How is that in Antwerp? Because you guys do have a pretty big squad, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, during game week, man, it seems like you find a lot of new guys.
Yep. Exactly.
Keon's like, "Hey, man, it's nice for you to show up during game week. Hey, we'll make sure to put you out there on defense. Can't block worth a lick, but you can definitely make a tackle."
Yeah.
Hey, but all right, man, because of all your hard work and dedication, Keon, you've been able to play in the U.S. You've been able to play in college in England. And you've been able to play all over. What are the biggest differences that you see and going from place to place? And what do you wish to bring to every organization that you go to? Hey guys, so we had some technical difficulties, but we got it back locked in now. And hey y'all, so we got our boy Keon, and he's going to tell us the mentality that he wants to bring to every team that he's on. So go ahead, Keon.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I want mentality in here. Like when you go out of state, out of country, you just see the high teams, the good teams. They start from the bottom. They first practice contact, hitting, no messing
Yep.
around, like no joking, no lullaby. Like everything is serious, and I think that's still kind of a problem here. Like they have the coaches. Okay, that's the other thing, but you have to. It's in the team. Players they need to keep each other accountable. I think, and I think that's one of the mentalities that I want. People keeping each other accountable, hard hitting, no, just walking about, just serious football.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know
True.
what? I love that, bro. We just got done talking on our previous episode, accountability, right? How do you stay accountable to your teammates? How do you keep them accountable?
I think it just starts with me. If I keep myself accountable, I can keep other people accountable. So if I don't walk around and if I don't, yeah, if I do what I need to do, then I know I can keep other people accountable and they see what I do. So I think it all
Hmm.
starts with yourself. If you keep yourself accountable, you can keep other people accountable.
Yep. I
Absolutely.
don't completely agree, but yeah, it does help. But at some point, I feel like there's so many people that don't even care if you're accountable or not. There's so many players that just think about themselves and just do it because it's a cool sport to play, and then they're like, yeah, I'll go to practice next week. I'm not feeling it this week, even though there's so many guys there at practice that actually want to become better and kind of need everyone at practice to get better because otherwise you can't do the full practice like you would with everyone there. So
And
I understand what he says, but I also think that it's still you cannot 100%. And we said it in the last episode. I think as long as you don't have enough players to punish people for not coming to practice, it's always going to stay an issue in Belgium.
well, and there's the difference, right? Because, and I'll touche you with this one, Vinny. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Accountability has to start somewhere, right? And even if you don't got enough players, guess what? Suck it up and like, hey, bench the guy. Make the guy sacrifice because guess what? Hey, but you know what I see is this is that you have to start somewhere. And if you have hold yourself accountable, then one guy holding themselves accountable, like we said, you got to find that other counterpart on that team that
Yep.
you know he's accountable, that you know he's going to go get that workout, right? So I'd be like, the culture has to start somewhere. It has to start because I mean, like at the end of the day, it's like we're pushing the buck down the road, saying, "Oh, you know what? This is not going to." It just has to start. There's a lot of talented players there, man.
Yep.
I keep repeating myself, right? In Belgium, there's a lot of talented players,
True.
but the talented players don't work hard because there's nobody there to push them.
Yep.
There's nobody there when Keon comes, right, and he wants to be coached. He doesn't want to be a coach on the field. He wants to be coached. He goes and says, Coach, what can I do to get better? Hey, man, let's watch the film. What did you do here? How did we set up? I'll be like, when you were there with me, Keon, that's what you did. You said, I want to get better. That's why I'm here. And we put the ball in your hands and you kept working, grinding. Did you make mistakes? Absolutely. Everybody makes mistakes. But did you learn from them? Yeah, because you were there to get coached. You were there with somebody that could tell you, hey, man, you got to do this instead of this. Vinny, you were the same way.
Mm-hmm.
A talented player that wanted to be coached, that wanted to be pushed, that wanted to be believed in.
Yep.
There's a ton of players like that in Belgium. The problem is when you go and we have them on separate teams, right? And we have them spread all over. There's only a few of you that are hungry.
Yep.
There's only a few of you that want to be pushed to the limit. So when we look at that, how do you get that? How do you get that core, Keon? How do you get that group of guys to believe and to keep pounding away and to build something special?
I think it starts off with just not finding the guys, of course, but just starts off with knowing who you can trust. You see the guys that are there at practice, you know who you can build on, and then you bond with them. So it just starts with little practices like, oh, hey, or sometimes, hey, let's go get a drink, to know each other better. Like
Yep.
for me, it helped when we went shotguns, the bus rides. Hey, sit next to each other. Every time I
Yep.
sat next to somebody else, and I know, hey, I know that guy, I'll fight for that guy. And then you will
Yeah.
start fighting for each other, you will bond. And from there
Yep.
on,
That's very true because we used to carpool a lot when we played in the shotgun. So
yeah.
So it definitely, even if it's only for like a half an hour drive, you still talk about life. You talk about everything around football. It's not even about football itself, but just creating a bond outside of football. And I think we only played together for 2 years, but I think we became very good friends, and I think we got to know each other very well, and that creates a feeling of I can rely on this guy on and off the field, and that helps create a group that is ready to go to battle on the field.
Yeah,
And I agree with
definitely.
that. You guys had a unique bond of driving over an hour. Some of you would get four of you in a car,
Yep,
right? Or two of you in a car, and then you're driving over an hour just to go to practice and then go back
yep,
home for an hour drive.
true.
And that right there is a huge sacrifice.
It
Some
is
guys can't even make it to practice and they live 5 minutes away.
exactly.
They
That's the
had a long day
frustrating
of
part about
work.
it. That's the frustrating part about it. That's what
So,
frustrated me the most. And I can say at the shotguns it was pretty good because we had a lot of players at practice anyway, especially that first year. We did have a lot of people there, but there was other teams that I also had to drive for an hour, and then I come to practice and there's like five guys at practice, and that's very annoying because I didn't get paid to go play for those teams because I was in Belgium still. I have to pay my gas. I have to sacrifice all that time, and then guys that live 5 minutes away don't even bother to come to practice. Not even because they can, but just because they're not feeling it, and that's the most frustrating part. And it's a very mental thing to go through as a player because you want to get better, and then people that are, in my opinion, not even on the same level as I was as a player don't even bother to get better. And that's the most frustrating part for me as a player, at least.
oh, absolutely, man. I mean, like, I can see that because you guys put in a lot of hard work. I mean, like, look at Keon. He's played in the States. He understands what it is in Iowa to play football.
Hmm.
You work, you put
Yeah,
in some sweat equity to just hit the field. I mean, like, I'd be like, you could speak to that. I'd be like, tell me the difference when from high school football in America to being in Europe.
it was a speed. Like I thought it was like kind of the same as Belgium, but they're fast, they're hard, they were stronger, they were big dudes. Like I didn't expect it
Can you
here.
freeze?
Like I played here in Belgium for 2 years, youth. I went to America. They're big dudes, and they're just you can just feel they breathe it. They live football. Like once football season comes around, everything stops. I think that's the problem here. People see
Yep.
it as
Yep.
a hobby and they see it as a lifestyle. Like they know if I play well, if I practice well, scholarships, money, maybe NFL, maybe CFL. Like they see a
Yep.
future here. It's just a hobby. It's just for fun. Like hey, if I don't show up for practice, it's okay. There, die or it was die or nothing. Like they needed football. So
Yep. Very true.
yeah,
So,
something that maybe
wait,
I
wait.
took here from there to here. Like I wanna, yeah, I wanna win something. Like I win games, but I want to ring. I want championships. I want to my efforts show.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you have more than just being a, what, I signed up to play on a hobby team. You want to reach those levels where you can say, I made something out of this. Like, this is what I lived for. You see it as a lifestyle. You don't see it as a hobby.
No,
You see it as this is what I do. This is my life. I love this game.
Yep.
You want to leave and say, hey, man, this is a legacy. So,
yeah,
with that type of hunger, okay, with that type of hunger, I get it, Keon. How do you keep that going? How do you keep churning year in and year out when you don't see the things going your way? When you don't see progress? How do you keep churning? How do you keep going?
Like I'm a guy, I start with myself. I look inwards. Like I know if I work harder during off season, I'm better during the season, so I can pull people with me. And I've seen it happen a couple of times. Like you show up to practice, and other people see you work, so they work too. So that's where it starts for me. I want to be the leader. I want to be that first guy out and the last guy in again. I want to be the last guy on the field. I want to show. I don't want to talk. I want to talk, but I want to show it. I want to see like, hey, this is what it takes to win something. And I think that's where it starts. Like people have to see you do it before they can do it
Yeah,
themselves.
very true. And that's how we know Keane, because Keane was never a guy that was talking a lot. He was
Never.
always just working out, probably always the last one coming off of the field. So I definitely feel what he's saying there. For me personally, it was different, because for me, I just kept going because it helps me mentally to be able to do something like football, to get all the stress out of the daily life out on the field, and get it out of you, and hit someone, and do whatever you need to do to get the aggression out. So I think everyone has their own reasons to keep going in hard times, but I think there's not enough of us to have that fire inside of us to keep going through hard times, because I think there's a lot of players that quit because they see there's not enough people coming to the teams.
Yeah. And that's where I'll ask you guys both. And I mean, like we've asked, how do we fix that? How, if we were to build a team, Keon, okay, I'm going to give you the keys to the team. You're the owner. You just became the owner of the Las Vegas Twerps, Antwerps, right?
The Las Vegas twerps.
Oh, oh man, you just became the owner, right? You're the owner of your new team. What are the things that you're implementing in order for you guys to have success and longevity?
Like I think I want to start off from the bottom. I want to start off with youth. Like you see, like I think the Tribes is a great organization like that. They have the flag, they
Yeah,
have the U17,
yeah,
U20, the seniors. You see guys build through. Now I feel that too
yeah,
because I'm playing with my guys when I was 16, and you see them guys are brothers for life right now. So I would start from the bottom. I would start youth programs. I would start and also
yeah,
made it known in Belgium. Like how many people that I'm like they start playing, they're like, I didn't know it was a thing in Belgium. I
yeah.
didn't know it was a
Exactly,
sport. So it's just recognition from other people, like go to schools, like
exactly.
sports days, all that. Like just get the name out, get the sport out. I would start with that because I think that's the base of every big team.
True.
Okay,
Very true.
so you start building your juggernaut by building the base and saying, "Hey, I'm building
Yeah.
for the future." Okay, so then you got that base, you got your youth program going, you're getting into the schools, you're doing all that. How do you handle seniors? What do you do there? What? How do you implement your rules there? What are you doing? I mean, like, what are you looking at?
By the time seniors, it's just like a mentality, like technique is something you have to learn when you're young. So that's also one of the issues here. But I would just go for mentality and knowledge. Like there's not a lot of knowledge here. So I want basic knowledge to get into playbooks. Like we see the big playbooks, the D balls, but football is easy. When you play it easy, it's easy and it's hard. Like if it's
Yep.
easy, you can do so much. Like an easy run game, easy pass game, and it will destroy teams. So I would go for playbook knowledge, especially here.
Yep.
So easy playbooks, and I think that's probably the base of senior
Yeah.
teams.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. So now you got your basic playbook in, you got basic knowledge in, right? How do you get the guys to practice?
That's a $1 million question. How do you
Oh,
get them to practice?
how do you get him to practice?
As I would say it's one by one. If you get that one guy, and he will get another guy, and then the three of you will get the next guy, and the four of you. I think it starts with the base. You need that base core of players that are
Hmm.
dedicated to then influence the other ones. Like, hey, why not practice? Why don't you show up? Or even worse, just ring the doorbell. Hey, I'm here. Practice starts. Step in the car. We're going to practice. Like, I've known people that do that. Like, hey, I'm 5 minutes late. He didn't want to get out of bed, but hey, he's here anyways. And I think that's one of my philosophies. I know if I don't like to go to practice, and even I go, they are the best practices because that was not a practice I wanted to go to. So I would try to get that mentality and just come to practice because those are the best ones.
True.
You know, I've thought about this. How do you get players to practice? First, oh, sorry guys. First, you have to look at what motivates the player. If your organization is motivated by players that want money, then they're in the wrong organization because Belgium ain't got no money. If you are motivated by accolades, then you have to figure out a way how this organization is going to get them, right? If you're looking to be a champion, then you got to win championships. If you're looking to um, level up players and let them use your team as a launching pad into bigger, better careers, then be like, you got to look at that, right? But I think this is going to come back to one thing that Keon said: accountability. First of all, coaches need to be accountable to their players and have the knowledge to be able to push and teach these guys, right? So you have to look at your coaching and say, hey, do I have quality coaches that are going to be here that are able to inspire my guys to be better every day? Because if you look at it, every single player that comes through that door has a twerk to them. They have this. Why are they there? You know, we have to figure out how to push them, what motivates them, and then use that in order to have that group of core players push and grow together.
Yep.
Right? It's like Keon said, have a beer, be a family. Like, hey man, like if somebody has a birthday, their kid has a birthday, everybody shows up, not just one person.
Yep.
You know, hey, if you can't make it, you at least send a gift or you send your regards and you say, hey man, like wish I could make it, but I'm at work, bro. Hey, here's a little something, something, right? And being there for each other in the off season will help you guys being together in the season because you guys are no longer strangers and going to practice isn't now like, oh man, like, no, I'm going to go over there and hang out with my friends and be at practice with
True.
my friends. In the States, you look at it like that, right? Like,
True.
see how think about it. High school football. Why do guys play football? One, because you're hanging out with your bros. You're at practice. You're just hanging out. It's a dude thing. You want to be a fucking alpha. Like
Yep.
I don't like to lose. Who likes to lose?
No one.
No one. But I mean, like, and that's why in practice, when you go and you hit that, you hit a drill where it's running back versus linebacker, you do a black hole drill or a Oklahoma drill, bro. You know it's time to strap up. You know it's go time because it's all alpha shit. Like straight up. Like, hey man, boom, I'm gonna meet you in the hole. We're gonna see where we're at. But when you do that and you develop teams like that that have that core group, oh man, now you got the cat going, huh, Vinny?
Hmm.
Dang, I see. But bro, like you get that core group and you get those guys that push and they grow together, and then the coaches are pushing because they're able to teach you, they're able to
Yep.
coach you,
Exactly.
you know, and you're able to go like, hey man, after this, you don't have to just play with the last Las Vegas Twerps. You can go play wherever you want.
Yep. Exactly. The more I think about it, and the more we talk about it, the more I realized that the especially the first year, so the year you were coaching in Limburg and then we were all there, I feel like if you would create the ideal Belgian team, it would be the team, like the players and the coaching staff that we had that first year as a senior team, the youth program from Isegem, and then yeah, of course, you need a better staff on top with an owner that actually cares and does everything legally. But if you would combine those two things, I think you would probably create one of the best basis to move on with as a team. Because that first year, honestly, coaching was there. Players showed up to practice. I think most practices we had at least 30 players every practice. So I think that would be the perfect example of how it should be for every team. But like we said in other episodes, it all starts with coaches having things to actually teach the players, and that will give the players um, more reason to come to practices, more motivation to come to practices.
What do you think, Keon?
Like like Vinny said, like that first year, we had to. That was championship year. We
Yeah,
had the last couple games. We have people on the rows because people, like especially I was fighting for Vinny. People were fighting for each other. We were one big wall against other people, other teams. So
yep.
yeah, like you said, that's the thing we need. And we had you, we had Coach Manuel. Like we were getting there and we were getting places. And it's just
It was
yeah, I
very
think
sad,
that's the
honestly.
organization. We need the players like we had the drive in the players. We had the coaches that were lighting the fires, especially, but also
Yeah,
teaching
yeah.
us every single moment. No slacking, even when we won. Hey, we can get better. Nothing is perfect. So, yeah, that was. I think
Yeah, that's
that's
the
the kind
thing.
of
That's the
team that I
thing,
want to
and
take
and
everywhere.
especially that team was, I think, 85% of the team at least had to drive 1 hour to come to practice. So,
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to other Belgian teams where most of their players live closer, they still have less people at practice than we had there. And let me tell you, everyone thinks that the shotguns pays everyone, but that's definitely not the truth. There was only a couple of players that got paid. I am one of them. I'm honest about that. But I wasn't getting rich out of it. I got enough to pay my gas. But there was a lot of guys, especially guys from the Netherlands, that didn't get paid to come here because they drove with one of the coaches, but they were always there, and they were in the car for sometimes 3 hours. So um, I that's the thing that I will never understand, and I feel like once you have that culture of we're here, we're all here together, even if we're all coming from different backgrounds, we're coming from far away, we all wanna win. We see that we're getting better, which was a big part of it because I remember the first practices we all practiced together. Damn, the level of practices we had was insane. It was a very high level for being in Belgian football. People were studying their playbooks. We all started getting better, and we saw that we could achieve things with that. So I think that's a thing, and like I said before, it all starts with a coach that knows what the fuck he's doing. So if teams would invest more into their coaches, they would have more players too.
Hey, Vinny, I mean, like, hey, I think you hit a nail on the head there. So, with such limited knowledge, and like Keon said, you need guys that have knowledge. How do you recruit guys with knowledge into your program? I'd
It's
be
not
like,
that
the
hard.
only way, like we talked in the previous episode, is by sending guys abroad for them
Also,
to go gain the
yeah,
knowledge
but even
and then
even
bringing
even
them
if
back.
you get guys like you, I remember when you came here, you didn't get paid a lot of money.
No,
They all
I only got my board and flight.
Exactly. So imagine a team instead of, because I know for a fact that there's actual teams in Belgium that, imagine all the import money they would have spent on import players. Imagine every team would have spent that money on import coaches. Belgian football would be way further ahead than that it is now. I know for a fact that that's the truth. and it doesn't require a lot of money. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is a less big a lesser investment than having players coming over.
I will say it like this: if you're going the coaching route to bring that investment as an import, that's a 2 to 3 year commitment.
Yep, true.
That's what it is. It's a commitment. But at the same time, when you talk about building an organization, you guys are now in Antwerp, and I see a lot of our former players in Antwerp.
Yep.
I'm like, which is crazy to me because I was like, it's like Shotguns 2.0 for me because I was like, hey, you guys have Mitch is there, Keon is there, our center is
Thomas,
there,
Thomas,
We had
Omi.
the DB, yeah,
Thomas,
Omi, yeah, exactly.
Omi. I'll
Yeah,
be
I
like,
almost went there too, but it didn't go through.
look
It was
look at
close. It
his
was close.
recruitment line.
It
His
was close
recruitment line.
though.
He's like,
It was
hey,
close.
right here.
It was close. It was close.
You
Yeah,
know,
very true.
but I mean, like at the same time, it's because you guys kept that brotherhood.
Yep.
You guys kept that going because I remember Mitch was very adamant that he was like, dude, coach, this is the only place I'll play or with the Raptors. And because of your guys' brotherhood, he moved over and he's playing with Antwerp.
Yep.
You know, because you guys built that. It's like a family thing,
It
right?
is.
You see each other in the huddle, and it's all love. Even if you're not playing anymore, they see you on the sideline. It's all love. Hey, what's going on? Blah blah blah. Because you don't miss a beat because you know what it is to go to war with each other.
Yep.
You know, so it's awesome to see, man. And I mean, like what I see. I mean, like so. Let's talk about your Antwerp season, man. So, Keon, tell me, man, how'd you feel about your season this year?
I think it was
Unlucky.
kind of disappointing. Like we started off great, 2 wins. Then we got beat by Ghent. Like actually, we beat ourselves. We didn't
Was a
get
big
rolling on
surprise.
offense.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, I
And
mean,
then,
like they're the kings of the onside kick.
hey, we did it.
Yeah.
No, they didn't win
Gant, yeah.
any onside kicks. So hey, I think that's a win for us. Yeah, and it's just like the big teams. We played Mons. We were up. We were beating them, and then we just stopped rolling. We just stopped playing football. Same with Brussels. We were up.
Hmm.
I think 19-0. We were up. We were winning, and then we just like we just took our foot off
Yeah,
the
I saw
of the
that.
pedal. And it's like the little things. Like we just have to keep playing. We have to keep people focused. I think that was a problem. Like people are like, oh, we're up. Oh, we're winning. Okay, this is in the bag. And I know, like especially Brussels, like the Angels,
Ah,
their team. You have to play until the last whistle to beat them. So
Exactly.
bro,
I think,
gosh, you're
yeah,
hitting it on the head right there, bro.
Yep.
So, but how far did you guys make it this year?
like we didn't play playoffs. Like we won our last game last weekend, but we had to actually hope for Tribes to lose to get into the playoffs. But eventually they
But they
won,
won.
so
Yeah.
we're out of the
Yep.
playoffs and our season is over. Unfortunately,
Yeah. The four teams in the playoffs are the Angels, Mons, the Tribes, and then who's the last team?
I
Ghent.
think
Ghent.
Ghent.
Yes. The look on your face says it all.
Yeah, because I remember the thing is it's funny because the thing is I remember because I the owner of the team that I played for in the second division this year, I asked him, I'm like, we're playing Ghent right this year, and he was like, no, they're playing in the Division One. I'm like, Ghent is playing Division One, and he's like, yeah, they're playing Division One. So I was even surprised that they're not in the second division. So for me to hear that they're in the playoffs, it's insane because I've never lost against Ghent. So it's crazy to hear that a team like that is in the playoffs in Division One. But
Eh,
I had high hopes. I remember in the beginning of the season I was talking to Keon about it, and I think I had high hopes for the Spartans because I think I
Me
think they have
too.
a very good team and they have a very good O line. For what I remember, I think they probably have one of the best O lines in the entire league. So that's why I remember texting Keane after the game against Ghent. I texted him like a few hours after the game, and I was like, "How the fuck did you lose?" So I was
Yeah,
no, but
blame it
I
on
mean that.
Keon. He
No,
blames
no,
it on
I'm not.
Keon.
I'm
Hey,
I'm
how
not
did he
blaming it on
lose?
Keane, but that's the guy that I instantly talk to if it's about the Spartans, because that's the closest guy I'm with from the team. So I was very surprised to see the Spartans break down like that, and then I saw other games that they lost too. So I was very surprised about the fact, because like he said, they had a very good start of the season, and I thought they were gonna keep that momentum and keep going. I think one of the other teams that had the same issue was the Knights. They did make it, but they also had a lot of issues during the season. A lot of guys that got injured. So, so I think that's typical for Belgian football. We have teams that are in the winning momentum, and then all of a sudden they have like three injuries, and the entire season is done.
Yeah, but we're gonna go back to Keon's season, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
going through the ups and downs of the season right now, and we're gonna say, bro, what are you doing right now? Because I know you. You're probably only going to take like a week off or something like that before you get back to like what you do, which is grinding in the off season because you're pissed off because you didn't make the playoffs because you want to win. And I know exactly the way that you are. So I'll be like, after you take this 1, 2 weeks off to be with the family and enjoy some time off, what you gonna start doing, bro? What you gonna do to take the game to the next level?
It's just probably go back to hitting the gym, getting my cardio ready, getting my body ready for the off season and for practice to start again. But like, yeah, this week it's itchy. Like, practice was Tuesday, no practice. So I'm like, what am I doing now? Like, I'm just sitting at home.
Yeah,
Again, tomorrow
yeah,
practice. No practice anymore. Season is over. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
everything is crumbling
Yeah.
down. Like,
True.
I don't know what to do in my life anymore. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go running again so to get my cardio up. Gym, probably talk to Jason. Hey, OC, like, hey, can we talk about playbook, some stuff that I have to work on? Probably him. Hey, Jason, great running back coach. I can learn from him. Maybe he says, get your footwork together. Like, I'm probably gonna hit up some coaches, see what I can do better going into next year. Yeah, just be a better version of myself starting September.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, wait, you said Coach Jason? Are we talking about the same Jason?
Jason Taylor,
Oh, y'all
yes,
Jason
got him to
Taylor.
be your OC? Yeah. Oh
yes,
my
yes.
gosh, bro. That's awesome. What a great catch right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Man.
you could
actually
feel
gonna
it,
be on
like the
our show
knowledge he gives
in
on
the near
offense.
future.
It's crazy. Like, I've seen people that never play
Oh yeah.
football understand football now, and the level. I feel the level
Mm-hmm.
growing now. So we're getting there. What we were talking about, coaches teaching us, level is get going up.
No, man, that's
Exactly.
awesome. And I mean, like, Jason is a great coach. I mean, like, that dude is a beast. He'll make you miss in a fucking phone booth. I'll be like, I remember having a game plan against this dude, and I said, hey, we need all 11 hats to this dude all the time. I'll be like, he was just a beast of a player and a great coach. I'll be like, you guys did a great job of picking up that guy.
Yep.
Be like, wow, good job. And I
Yeah,
know that
he's
I
blessed.
know somebody right there was smooth talking him.
I was happy when I heard, oh, maybe Jason. I was
Keen,
talking,
Keen,
and then I
Keen is
was
the
like,
recruiter, bro.
I was happy that he got in because yeah, he was riding me all year. I knew the previous coach that could be like, yeah, I'm a good running back, but he wanted perfection out of me. Like, he wanted that leader that he knows I can be to be even better. So yeah, I like that. I like the guy that were he was keeping me accountable. So like, again, what we were talking about, and I like that. Like, he was on me every practice, every game. Like, yeah, I'm, I I love the
Yeah.
dude.
That's how you get better.
No, absolutely. And I mean, like, he demands it from you. He doesn't just like go like, hey, like you're gonna no, he demands it. And he demand in his own way.
Yep.
Jason isn't like a big loud guy. You know,
No.
he isn't He isn't me. I'm like a freaking megaphone, and I'm on your
True.
ass. I'll fucking yell at you from all the way across the field, and you're gonna hear me.
Yep.
Jason's gonna tell you on the side, and he's more
Hmm.
Yeah.
quiet. He's more of a one-on-one guy. So I'm like, but when he gets pissed off, bro,
Yeah.
he can let
Yep.
everybody know.
Yep. True.
He also
So,
has that look.
hey, what's your ass? Oh, bro, hey, you ain't lying.
Yeah, you can feel it. Get to the side, you can feel the look. Like, yeah, I know I fucked up on this one.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Uh, so, hey, are you gonna? Are you? Did you try out for the national team this year, Keon?
Not this year. So like, I'm going into my. I just changed jobs, so I'm going into my police academy, and I wanted to get all of the academy through before I started playing. I didn't want to risk anything of injuring myself
Mm.
and not finishing the academy. So, but it
Look
was a
at
tough
you!
call. It was a tough
Congratulations.
call not going into this
Congratulations,
year.
big guy.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Make sure you arrest Vinny all the time. Don't worry, he's always doing at least 30 to 40 miles over the speed limit. He's an automatic ticket.
Not
Automatic ticket.
anymore. Not
Funny.
anymore. I changed. I changed.
Now he just has baby on board on a sticker on the back of the car so they let
I
him
don't
slide.
have that, but I kind of need to do that. I should do that. I learned recently why people do that. I learned that it's for safety. So if something happens, that they know that they'll need to look for the kid first. I didn't know that
Yeah.
at first. Yep.
I mean,
So
like, and a lot of people,
yeah,
yeah, you're absolutely
I
right.
never knew
That's what
that.
people know.
But yeah, I we
But,
learn every day.
so, hey, Keon, you're going to go to the police academy. You're going to do your thing. We know you're going to graduate probably top of your class because you're just a stud like that. But we got football season coming up. You're a Vikings fan. Let me know your expectations, big dog.
I think we're pretty good. We just have that QB issue. Like every time that QB issue. I know on defense we solid. We solid. We have Flores. That defense is gonna be solid. But it's just on
Hmm.
offense that QB situation. I kind of like
Who's
Murray.
gonna be the starter?
I see him every time during the beginning of the season. He's fire, and then Call of Duty comes out, and he's bench ridden.
He says
That whole
Call of Duty comes out and it's over.
We'll see, but it can be worse than JJ McCarty,
so I
right?
hope by then we can get JJ in.
You there?
I didn't get that. I think. What do you
Yeah,
say?
I said it can be worse than JJ McCarty, right?
Like,
Oh man.
yeah,
Hey,
last year was horrible, but yeah, last year was really horrible. That QB
Mm-hmm.
situation was horrible. So I kind of happy with Murray right now. I know what he can do.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe
as
maybe he
long
will
as he can
surprise a
see
lot of
over his
people.
offensive line, I mean, like, dude's so short. Yeah.
Not difficult. Just fight 18, and just throw him the ball every single time. He'll catch it.
Yeah,
Oh,
true. Very true. There's only one guy you need to find on that field.
Yeah.
oh man, he ain't like. But let me tell you like this. See, and I thought you would like it when the guy would just have to turn around and hand the ball off.
But we don't have that Adrian Peterson in the backfield anymore. That just give him the ball 20 times and he will just walk over people and just run it in for 4 touchdowns. Now, yeah,
Well,
football is
it's
different now in NFL.
it is a good thing that you have a guy like Murray now that can do both, that can run and pass.
Oh, dual
Um,
threat. Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
will definitely change that offense a little bit and get a little less pressure on the actual on JJ as a receiver to have to do everything by himself. So I
Well,
just hope that Murray gets to him if he has to pass.
yeah,
and their coach, bro. Their coach is super smart.
True.
At the end of the day, bro, he's super smart, and I think he's going to use that athletic ability to do some different things. But it's going to come back to what Keon also said, bro. Are you going to be on Madden, or are you going to be studying the playbook? Are
Yeah.
you going to be dedicated? Are you going to be accountable to your team? Right? Because I mean, like y'all said, hey man, there's a lot of work that goes into this for these teams to be successful.
Yep.
So I'll be like, I'll ask you guys this: what do you guys think about that Miles Garrett trade to the Rams?
Ooh,
I think it's
I
a good
saw it.
thing
And I
for
thought it
both
was a
teams.
joke. I thought it was a joke at first.
I
Like
like
I
it.
can't.
I like it. I like it. I'm not a fan of any of of any of those teams, but I think both teams did a good thing for their well, Cleveland for their future and the Rams for their push for another ring.
Yeah,
Especially it's now or never because next year they won't have their quarterback anymore. So it's now or never, and I think if they don't, I don't know how they could still mess it up with the amount of talent that they have at that talent. They have one of the best receivers in the league, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, probably one of the best defenses in the league. So I don't know how you can mess it up, but you'll never know in the NFL.
Sion, what you think?
yeah. Like I said, I thought at first it was a joke, but I think it's a great trade. Miles is a animal. He's a beast, and especially on the D line they
He's
had
a
before
fucking
with Burst.
specimen.
Yeah,
Like now
monster.
with Garrett on the defense, yeah, I think they will be dead. I think they will be deadly. They'll be dangerous. So I'm kind of looking
Mm-hmm.
out for them. I want to see how their season turns out.
Yeah, I'm also definitely gonna.
They're all in, bro. They're all in
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
I think so too.
They're all in.
And still it's still a weird because they should have not picked a quarterback in the first round. They could have gone for another weapon, and I think that would have been the better pick, and that's probably why McVay was that mad on the conferences and on the phone call even with the pick. It was funny as fuck. I remember the guy saying we're gonna make history. And he's like, yeah, no, yeah. So it was pretty bad. So I understand that they want to draft for the future, but if you want to go for that ring this season, you should have gone for another weapon on your offense or on your defense. And but yeah,
Bro,
it
you
is what
just
it
got
is.
Miles Garrett. What you need?
You could have gotten another guy on off. You could have gotten another running back, another receiver. You could have gotten another rusher on the other side. Who knows?
Uh,
You can always get someone better than just someone that is gonna sit on the bench anyway the entire season.
hey, maybe they feel like he's the next guy. Maybe they feel like they can develop him. We'll see. Maybe
We'll
this is
see.
the next Brock Purdy, and you're just being a hater.
Maybe I am a hater. Maybe I am a hater. But
Hey,
I'm someone that comes from that's a fan of a franchise that keeps fucking up every year. So I am used to players not succeeding. So that's why I'm that pessimistic.
I got you. I got you. All right. Hey, so another trade that went down was AJ Brown
Yep.
going to the Patriots from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Keon, I want your opinion on this one. What do you think? I know that you're not a receiver, but I'd be like, he goes back with his dad, Eve Rabel, and his new stepmom, Deanna Rossini.
Yeah.
So I'll be
Oh.
like, he goes back over there. Let us know what you think about that trade, bro.
I think it's good. Like last year, he didn't see the receptions I think he wanted, and if he's still the AJ from the Super Bowl win, that kind of receiver, then the Patriots got a guy, and they needed that
Yeah.
guy. They didn't have that stud on offense, that stud receiver. So I think it's a good trade,
No,
and I
that's
want to
true.
see if it works out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They had Diggs last year. That kind of was their number one guy. But Diggs is someone that has a lot of issues on and off the field, and I
A
think
lot
you
of baby
don't.
mamas.
Yeah, a lot of baby mamas, a lot of court cases going on. I think that's something you don't want around the team at the moment, especially with everything going on with Vrabel too. So I think you need a guy. Although that Brown is someone that also had a lot of controversies around him, more about his mental health. But I think it's a good thing for both teams. I think especially for the Eagles. They had to get rid of him because it was just not going anymore, especially with him and the quarterback. They used to be best friends, and apparently something happened between them, and it never went back to how it should be. And it showed on the field. He didn't get the targets that he needed to get. There's a lot of film that people can watch and see that he's wide open most of those times, and he just doesn't get the ball. I don't know if it's an ability issue for Hertz or if it's just really a personal thing that he just doesn't want to throw the ball. But I think for both teams, it's probably better that it went this way. And I think the Patriots are going to be a real team this year again and compete for going back to the Super Bowl.
I mean, like they made a serious move, but guys, so we're gonna go to Vinny's theory. Okay, where this is what we're calling it right now, Vinny's theory, Keon. And you're gonna be. We want you to think as Vinny's because we're thinking long term football for Belgium football
Well, Belgium and the Netherlands, yeah,
and the Netherlands.
yeah. I
Okay,
think I think it goes hand in hand.
yeah, I'm like because there's both smaller countries, so I agree with. You. So in his mind, the way that this that football can be organized and can be successful is by one creating one team per region that plays at the highest division or per
So one,
province,
one, one, one team per province.
one team per province, that one has an upper division team and a second division team. Okay? And then you have a youth team underneath it.
But the youth teams, in my opinion, could stay at the real life teams that there are now. So because that's
Or
easy for youth players to go close to the team that they live at. But for a senior team, I would only take one team that has all the senior players in one team, so you can compete better with other teams in the same league because you'll have more players, especially in provinces like West Flanders where you have three teams sucking up talent from each other and signing players from each other and having to compete to get new guys on your team. So I think one team. So it's easy. In the theory, it just we have one team in West Flanders, which would have to be a fusion team, so a team that doesn't exist yet. Then you would go to Ghent Gators. Ghent Gators can still have their team in Oost Flanders. Then the Antwerp Spartans has their team in Antwerp. If you go to Limburg, the Limburg Shotguns has a team in Limburg. Then in Flemish Brabant, you go to Leuven. So the Leuven Lions have their team. Then Brussels is not a province, but they have their own team. They have enough people living there, um, so they would have one team. I think you would probably have to cut out the Tigers as the team. Maybe the Tigers can be the second division team, their development team, quote unquote. Then you go to Walloon Brabant, where you would have Waterloo as the team. You also had the Turtles there, but the Turtles just collapsed as a team, so I don't know how that would work. I would probably go for Waterloo. Then you have Namur, which has Anden, if I'm not mistaken. The Anden Bears have a team there, so that would be the team for that province. Then Mons for Henegouwen would be the team because Charleroi doesn't really exist anymore at this point. Then on the other side, you have Liège. You also have Verviers, the Mustangs, but they would have to go together with Liège for that Liège province team. And the Mustangs can be the second division team. I don't know how we would do that, but that's yeah something that we have to work out. And then for Luxembourg, I have something special because I want to make a BNL team. For Luxembourg, I would get the Steelers from the country Luxembourg. They have a team. They're called the Steelers, and it's a team that is pretty established. I think they played in the third or the fourth level in Germany. So it's a team that would kind of fuse with a team that we would have to make in the province of Belgium, Luxembourg. So that would be all the teams that would play in Belgium, and of course, some of those teams would play in the BNL, and the other ones would just play in Belgium. And then the other side for the Netherlands, I still have to work out. but it's a thing that I think that would work the most, because you can, especially in provinces like you would have multiple teams like West Flanders or like Heenehoven, where you have multiple teams in the same area. It would be better for those teams to have all the players come together, and even the coaching staffs working together, and have one big team that can compete and actually has enough players to do what they need to do on the field. So yeah,
Yeah, I think especially
that was that.
because
That was a very short explanation, but
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot more work to do on this, and a lot more actual details that I have to work on. But that's the short explanation for that.
Let the man answer. What do you think, Keon?
I think it's pretty interesting, like you said, like the West Flanders, like the Bruges Pirates, and then Tribes. That would be a dangerous team. Like the Liège, like Verviers and Monarchs. Like that could be a great collab. Like I see, if that happens, better players team up together, and the level just shoots up again.
Exactly.
So I think it's pretty interesting if we can do that. Like especially if we have a second division team, we have new guys that can just step into the second division team, learn the
Exactly.
game,
That's the
Absolutely.
and
thing.
just get up. And
That's the
even
thing.
the other way around, like I'm getting old, maybe I'll just go down and be a coaching player, or like there's levels to it, and I think I like it that way.
Yep.
I think what
So
Vinny does there is strengthen the teams within their areas, right? Because you get players, and you say, hey, if it's from your Providence, I mean, like Providences are all sizes, and some of them have big cities, some of them don't.
Yep.
But then it makes it so one team is dominant there, and you can be like, hey, we're building a program.
Hmm.
All the youth players from this area grow up together. If we got older guys that are just like, hey, I'm the local bouncer, I'm learning how to play, he comes and plays in your second division program. He doesn't go play for another team in the first division and just get whooped on and then like not have a good
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly.
You can, and then you get your more experienced players up on that first division team where you're like, hey, man, when you're on this team, you're expected to be at practice. Like this is serious shit. Like this is, if
Yep.
you want to go to the B team is always available for fun.
True.
But if you want to be on the A team, no, this is where we would come to play for real.
Yep.
And it kind of gets those guys out of the way, and it lets you guys flourish because I know that Keon does not like guys that don't show up to practice. he's like, he's like, I'm out here putting in sweat equity, and you out there at the fucking local pub.
True.
So I'll be like, what do you think about that? I mean, like, do you think that would give some stability and longevity to teams within at least those regions?
I think so because I think a lot of new players, like they after a while they don't show up because they think I'm not going to play anyways. So I think it's a motivation to be like, hey, you can be on the B team, learn the sport, play the game, and then grow towards the first team. And I think it's also a
Yep.
motivation for, like, we have youth kids that are maybe a bit too good for youth games, but maybe not as strong enough for the senior teams. They can jump in at the B
Yep.
team, level up, and
Exactly.
once they're senior teams, they can go straight into first team and they can be starters. So I think it's a
Exactly.
great development again. Like you can get the youth in, you can get new guys in, and you motivate people. Like you said, hey, if you don't show up for practice, hey, we have another four guys in the B team that want to play for us. So if you don't show up, you go to the B team. We get a guy that's here every practice, and hey, earn your spot. That's the thing. People work for the
Yep.
spot and they earn their spot. So I think it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. I would like that.
All right. See, Vinny, you got one. You got somebody
Yep.
that's on your
I
team
mean,
now.
I think once it's all worked out, and I think when everything is done, and actually have the details on everything, I think there's a lot of people that would definitely that would definitely see the vision and understand that it would work. But like I said, it's also a financial issue. You need the finances to do those things.
No, absolutely. And I think, what I think that what teams also need to do is almost look at it like if they're the NFL. Instead
Hmm.
of just getting sponsors for themselves, to get sponsors for the league and
I
sponsor
think that's the
everything
biggest
else
thing. I think
and
the
then
league, it
distribute
should
it
be
down.
a league owns franchises should be owned by the league, but owners of the team should be in a board to make choices together about the league. But people shouldn't have sole rule over a team and then do stupid things with those teams because that breaks teams.
And that's where like you have to look at it. You have to have a management team for each team and
Yep.
a representative from each team at each board meeting making decisions together and being like, hey, what's best for the league? And that's not just what's best for the individual teams.
Yep.
Because once the league keeps blowing up and it keeps being successful and it keeps growing, then, each individual team is obviously going to be trickled down with success.
Sure.
Now, let me leave you off with this, Keon. Where can our followers follow you? What social media stuff you got going on? Like if you don't, it's all good. But where can they follow you? And hey, if they want to watch you all season long, where do they got to look?
I think the first off is just my Instagram. They can also find me on Instagram. The Spartans fan page, like we have also have an Instagram page. We think every game we have all the touchdowns, all the we have a highlight clip every time. So if they're interested, they can always follow the Antwerp Spartans on Instagram, on Facebook. I think that's pretty much the start of it.
Hmm. Right.
Well, hey guys, hey, we're gonna bring Keon back after he gets out of the police academy. After he gets out there kicking some ass and taking some names, I'm like, he's gonna get back into the game. We're gonna check him out for the season. We're gonna make sure to check in with him. Make sure that you check him in on his socials, man. C Bora, I think 20, right? Do you go by C
20.
Bora
That's the
20
number. That's the number. Barry Sanders.
on Instagram, man? Hey, he's a great family guy. He got some beautiful, beautiful young baby girl. Hey, and the wife is keeping it real with him. I bet you she's probably behind the scenes right now telling him, "Man, you got to get to work."
So we're going
So,
crazy.
hey, man, Keon, we freaking love you, man. And hey, kid, don't
Thank you
ever
for having me.
change. Keep busting your
I
ass,
know.
man.
Yep.
You're gonna
Thank
make
you.
things
Thank
happen
you.
for that team. All
Thank
right.
you.
But
Thank you for
hey,
having
guys,
me.
until next time, make sure you listen in, baby. Vinny and Will Show. Hey, episode 11. Finally got Keon. It's a
About
wrap,
time.
baby.
Yep.